right. Well, here is a look at the New York Post cover from this morning. There's Abbott's, quote, too little, too late remark right there front and center. Joining me now, Texas Congressman and member of the House Oversight, Reform and Armed Services Committees, Pat Fallon. He is also an Air Force veteran. Congressman, good morning. Thank you for being here. So that's the question here. Was the president's visits to the border too little, too late?
Well, Cheryl, thanks for having me on. And, you don't want it to be an empty gesture or just a political stunt or a photo op. And yeah, well, we'd like to see him get to really recognize the problem. Much like an addict, you can't fix the problem unless you acknowledge it. And Joe Biden, under his watch, we've had 160 different countries represented by folks crossing the border illegally. 98 people on the terrorist watch list have been caught. 5 million people have crossed the border illegally. 28,000 pounds of fentanyl. And Cheryl, you can't really underscore how important that is. 28,000 pounds of fentanyl. It takes 1 pound to kill 250,000 people. So it could kill every American man, woman, and child 21 times over. So we have to acknowledge the problem. We have to fix it. We have the resources and money. Joe Biden lacks the will.
Governor Greg Abbott was on with Maria yesterday on Sunday Morning Futures, and they talked about exactly what needs to happen and also kind of the current status of the southern border. Listen to what he told her.
He needs to talk to the thousands of Texans who live on the border whose lives have been destroyed by Joe Biden's policies. But he's not going to talk to anybody like that. He's going to get a candy-coated version of what's going on down there and not know the information that he really needs to understand so that he can fix this.
Your reaction, Congressman?
No, absolutely. I mean, 59 times he visited Delaware. He came to the border once. He stayed for 3 hours. He's been president of the United States, Cheryl, for 17,250 hours. He came to the border for 3 hours, and we're supposed to take him seriously. He stuck his head in the sand. Alejandro Mayorkas, the Homeland Security Director, our office has already filed articles of impeachment on him because he has shown nothing but a gross dereliction of duty and ignored the issue and lied to the American people and lied to Congress. So, Cheryl, think about this. There has never been a month before Joe Biden where we had over 200,000 illegal border crossers. It never happened. It's happened 8 months in a row this year.
Yeah, no, and we're looking at the numbers right now of those border, just for the month of November, 233,000 and change. Mm-hmm. The numbers are incredible, and maybe they stopped for one day for the president to arrive, and then he moved on. Let's move on, if we can, to you and your constituents. Here we go, Congressman. After 4 days, 15 votes, Kevin McCarthy finally becoming Speaker of the House. He did make a slew of concessions with the parties. Today's the first official day of work for the 118th Congress. Now, these concessions, mainly the big one, aim to never again have a massive omnibus bill hit the House floor like it did last month. But there's other things that I believe you and your colleagues are going to get to work on. You're going to talk about restricting use of oil from the SPR, cutting funding to the IRS, all those agents. Maybe those agents don't need to be funded. And then also China and their economic competition with our country. What do you want to really focus on here, sir?
Really, I want to focus on the border and securing the border. Number one, we need to have some fiscal restraint and discipline, a balanced budget amendment. I love all the concessions. I think the rules package we're going to pass today is the best one in recent history. And it was excellent on January 1st. And it's honestly not much different now. And we have to unite as a party. Listen, we only have 222 votes. We need 218 to pass anything. So we're really in control of just over half of 1/3 of the federal government. So we want to manage expectations, but we want to pass great legislation out of the House. Hope and pray that Chuck Schumer will pick it up in the Senate. If he doesn't, he'll have to pay the price, him and the Democrats, and Joe Biden come 2024.
Yeah, no, certainly. Is there anything on your agenda specifically for you and for your constituents in Texas? Obviously, the border is the biggest pressing issue, but is there anything else?
Well, yeah, it's that's what my constituents want. They want fiscal restraint. They want to just really a lot of time, in a lot of senses, just a sense, leave us alone and let us enjoy our freedom and liberty. We want limited government, low taxes, reasonable regulation. China on the world stage, Cheryl, is a huge threat. It has 11 times the population of Russia and 11 times the economy. So I'm worried about what they might think about doing with in regards to Taiwan. So that's a huge issue as well. But and also, you know what? we need to end the COVID emergency. It's high time to do that. And, you know, we're not meeting our recruiting goals in the military. I also serve on the Armed Services Committee, and that's also concerning for me.
Yes, those recruitment numbers have been incredibly low, and that's something that I think someone like you, especially with your service to our country, would be a great voice on, to try and get more men and women to join our military, because we're, you know, moving into a new world, and it's a scary world between Russia and China. That's a great point there. Congressman Pat Fallon, I'm going to let you go so you can get to work this morning.
Cheryl, thanks. God bless. Happy New Year. Take care.
All right. God bless you too, sir. Thank you.